What's up, movie fans and Netflix bingers? This is the Bros Who Binge podcast. My name is Adam Shubert, and as always, I'm joined by Lyndon Burton. Lyndon, how are you doing this week?
Doing well, brother. We're in the Bros Who Think movie theater, as the people can see. Look, sorry about last week. You guys did get an episode, but you're supposed to get two. Sorry about that. The reason why you see us in this, we had to switch to Skype for the time being, but Zoom messed us up. It crashed our audio. It literally wouldn't let us convert it. I tried every trick, called Zoom support, couldn't help. I cursed them out. I was fed up. Bros Who Think, the Bros Who Think podcast, that thing got corrupted, and Bros Who Binge. So that's why last week this Monday you didn't get a Bros Who Think podcast, and that's why later last week you didn't get Bros Who Binge. But we're using Skype for the time being. Also, if you go to our Twitter at Bros Who Think on Twitter, we're running a poll. Well, actually, no, it's my Twitter right now. I tweeted this. We're running a poll right now on LynBWT on if we should live stream our pods going forward. So what that would mean is we would be doing a live stream, and literally right after the stream's over, the audio and video will be saved, and then I'll upload it to Spotify, Apple, YouTube. And the thing that's cool about the live stream is we can do, and maybe I'll cut it off so the podcast listeners don't get it, so the live streamers get something special, or I'll leave it in so the podcast listeners are like, damn, I got to check out the live stream. But at the end, Shubert, what I was excited about, and I'll tell you who I talked to after about it, because I don't want to name drop on the pod, but they followed me on Instagram, saw the poll, and they voted yes, because they brought up a good point. It allows us to communicate with our fans in real time. So let's say we're talking about the Batman 2 trailer, and let's say we give our thoughts, and we're like, man, we want to know what the fans think. Well, at the end of the show, at the fan segment, they can give us their thoughts, and they can send super chats in. They can keep us as long as they want, essentially, if they're doing super chats and they want to talk to us, and we can have fan interaction. That's why I'm excited about the live stream. And for people, and for the co-host, because I know you probably have this question, it doesn't affect y'all. All y'all will get is a link. You'll click the link. It'll let you join the browser, and we'll go live on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. It won't be this upcoming week. It won't be next week. But if we do decide to do it, if the poll comes back, we're going to test it out with the Bros Who Think podcast in 3 weeks. And if it goes well, we'll test it with Bros Who Binge. And if it's something that the people like, we'll continue doing it. Because I think there's room for something special, because I always wanted to do call-ins, as you know. That's a call-in, essentially. It's live stream, checking the chat, seeing what the chat's saying.
Yeah.
So I think it would be good for us to do something that's not really done in the space right now.
Besides live streams.
Yeah, of course. There are like streamers, but you know what I'm like. For example, The Ringer's not streaming their podcast when they're recording it. They're editing it after. You know what I'm saying? Like Collider tried doing it for a little bit, Collider Live, but
and it worked. It was great.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying we can do. And honestly, we won't have to record at 9. We could do it earlier, or we could keep it as a late night show at 9 o'clock. Whatever you prefer, whatever the people say, we'll test that out. But for right now, pre-record. But the way the poll is going right now, it is on Twitter 73% for yes, and literally only 1 vote for no. So, or no, we got 3 votes for no. But on Instagram, it's 100% yes, with like 15 votes right now, 0 no's. So it's looking like we might do it.
Yeah, I guess we'll see how it works.
We'll test it out. Yeah, that's what we'll test it out for the Bros Who Think pod. If it works well, we'll try it 1 week for this. And if it works, we'll do it. If not, we'll go back to pre-record. But right now, we're in the Bros Who Think movie theaters. I'm excited to talk because last week you guys missed our thoughts on The Boys, on The Acolyte, and on Bachelorette. We have a lot to discuss when it comes to
Bachelorette at the end of those two.
Mm-hmm,
which is why we have to repeat it, because if it was just like,
some random shit, we would cut it. Yeah.
Just move on.
Exactly. But this shit matters. So less news this week, but you're going to enjoy what we give you.
It's about the same, but since we've spent time talking about it last week, I think, you would agree that we could probably blow through some of it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just to because some of it is worthwhile noting, but just noting really. So we'll try and see how fast we can get through some of it. If we have some time at the end, maybe we can talk House of the Dragon at first season.
We can wait till next week. Yeah. It's no. We'll give them exactly what we gave them last week, but with some updated stuff. Because I do have a question for you when we talk about the Marvel shit. Because I saw some reviews and I will pull them up and we will discuss.
All right. So let's jump right into it. Starting off with the Marvel stuff, the main story that we had last week that I thought was worth bringing back up was that the Russo bros are back in Marvel to direct both Avengers movies. Obviously, Marvel has to go back to what's been working, and the Russos have been working for their Avengers movies, so run it back, keep it going.
Literally, some fans were like, Lyndon, you're overreacting because if it works, why break it? And obviously the new shit didn't work. No, let me tell you why the new shit didn't work. They thought, we could hire these auteur directors. We can hire these Oscar-winning directors and they'll be able to give us their style, but Marvel. That never happened, Shubert. The closest we got to that was Eternals, and we saw how studio interference affected how Eternals played out with them doing Chloe Zhao as the director. Chloe Zhao ain't put nothing out since then. Chloe Zhao made hits before Marvel. She comes to Marvel trash. They tried to get experimental directors for Blade. That Blade movie ain't never coming the fuck out. Basically, Marvel is a cookie cutter factory. You have Kevin Feige in the writer's movie. You make it exactly how Kevin Feige says. If not, the movie's going to suck or you're going to get fired. But even if you make it Kevin Feige's way, it doesn't necessarily mean the movie will succeed, but he'll live with that because it's his vision. And he knows a pair of directors that basically when they tried to do their own thing, they failed. Marvel tried to do its own thing, they failed. And they're like a boyfriend and girlfriend who realized, hey, we tried it in the streets. Didn't really work single. Let's get back together. And that's what the Russos and Marvel is. I think it's a cowardice approach from Marvel. I think it's a shame that they couldn't find new directors and actually let them create. Instead, they have to go with Kevin Feige's cookie cutter plan to fit the Russo brothers the way they did in the Infinity Saga. So, I'm not a fan of it, but I understand from Marvel why they're doing it, and I totally understand from the Russos why they're doing it. The Russos ain't put out a hit in years.
Well, people would argue Extraction.
Yeah. Which one? The first one?
Well, I'm just saying that's
the Extraction series.
That is something that has been quote unquote successful.
But think about it. Let me pull up their IMDb real quick. Outside of that, what have they had? And we know they've tried things. Cherry was a failure, which we watched with Tom Holland. Let's see what else we got real quick. I'm gonna hurry up, pull it up. I got it right here. If this IMDb shit would get away. So we got The Gray Man, something we thought should have been spectacular. Failure. Cherry, failure.
I guess you could go with that.
Literally, those two failures. Extraction, they produced that. They didn't even direct that, Shubert. So, hey, 21 Bridges, I liked it, but it wasn't a hit. It should be. It should be, but but The Gray Man is the biggest piece of crap we've ever seen. That it should have been great, but it wasn't.
Yeah. One thing thought with Marvels is, yes, I agree that the Russo bros and Marvel kind of needed each other in this point, but I think it's because there just was like a lack of vision in phases.
Yep.
It should have been more well thought out of that after you ended through the Infinity Saga.
You'd have a plan.
You were going to go into the next thing. You would have a plan, and then there would be a director who centered around that plan, and then you branched off.
And I don't want to hear, and I heard, not to cut you off, just to add to what you're saying, fans are saying, they had a plan, but Jonathan Majors screwed it. No. This shit was booty cheeks before Jonathan Majors got convicted of that shit. So let's not blame him for how shitty Marvel has been.
Yeah, I mean, like, it may have messed up what the story that
Secret Wars are telling, but it didn't mess up Shang-Chi. It didn't mess up Doctor Strange. It didn't mess up Spider-Man. It didn't mess up WandaVision. It didn't mess up Hawkeye. It didn't mess up Loki. All this trash you've been putting out, it didn't mess that up.
No, I mean, it may have messed up, like, with the direction of what they were going, but it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that they should have had
a plan.
A plan with a director attached to it. Because, I mean, that was the thing. Is like, you were like, okay, well, we got Russo's for movie. And so, like, they're going to be a part of producing all the rest of this, so that it falls in line with what their movie's ultimately going to be about.
And they're already jumping the gun because obviously they wanted to do the multiverse era, the multiverse saga. Well, now Kevin Feige says, don't worry about that. We're in the mutant era, the era of mutants. Marvel's in its mutant saga starting after Deadpool and Wolverine, which is like, huh? So we jumping the gun? I mean, I'm glad we're getting X-Men because we need it, but it's like, oh, okay. Didn't know that was happening that fast.
Yeah, I think what Marvel, they're going to do what they're going to do with this phase, but at the end of it, it almost seems like if they have no momentum, just to go,
it's over. Yeah,
just to letting directors come in and do singular films, kind of like how it was before when you had, like,
early DC or Iron Man 1,
or like mini trilogies within the character group, like the X-Men. Or, like, if you wanted to do
Fantastic Four, that shit.
Fantastic Four. Or, like, at that point, you have built up a plethora of characters. So instead of, like, having them all build up to, like, mega events,
you have mini events. Yeah.
Mini events. Like, you could do, like, street level New York, or you could do.
We said that last week on the episode. We said we need, like, honestly, if Marvel, and just to piggyback on what you're saying, because we said this, if Marvel was smart, they would do, okay, we got Daredevil, we have Spider-Man, we have whatever other street levels. Let them battle Kingpin, and we have a New York saga. We have Fantastic Four. We have Black Panther. We have that crew. Let's do a cosmic saga. We have the mutants. Let's do a mutant saga. Have it individual instead of one giant arch. Have each group have their own saga, essentially.
With almost their own tone.
Yeah, facts. And then if you want, at the end of all of that, if it's successful, you can bring everything together. But that's not the plan. The plan is to be mini sagas instead of one overarching arc.
Right. And I think, like, that's what we're going to have to see with DC and how they form that together. Because I think that was, I mean,
see, I think DC...
to its own fault, I think the Snyderverse did that. This movie and the Snyderverse felt like it was kind of standing on its own, but then then kind of came together and ended up being in the same movie, even though it was just a bad one. So, I think
DC
that's what DC
now. DC now, James Gunn literally said it's going to be like a comic book, essentially. So you know how in comics they have the overarching saga, whether it's Crisis on Infinity Earths, DC Metal, they have their overarching story that they're leading to, but each superhero will have its own tone, just how each comic book has its own tone. Superman is very warm, light, fun. Batman is very dark, gothic, noir. Flash is something where it can go dark, but it's mostly bright. Wonder Woman is war. We're going dark. So, like, each superhero will have its own tone, whereas with Marvel, it's one tone throughout, which will be interesting to see if James Gunn can pull that off.
Yeah, so that's kind of where it lays with each one of the comic book universes at the moment. With Marvel, I feel like they...
Oh, you have something else? Because I was going to give you the stuff I had off note about Marvel and DC real quick, unless I didn't know if you were moving to another topic.
Yeah, I was going to move to
okay.
Captain
Real
America.
Quick. We'll do Captain America, then we'll do what I got. Okay.
Okay, well, so for Captain America, the next little step into this, and it's one of those things where I do feel like it kind of shifts into its own tone, very Mission Impossible-esque.
Yes. Ethan Hunt. With the new trailer, Shubert, when you said it last week, and I'm giving you props, it 100% feels like a Mission Impossible movie with like Hulk. Like there's Red Hulk. I don't know if I really care about that. I care about the Mission
really gonna be a part of it.
Yeah, that's I care about the Mission Impossible, Sam Wilson versus Giancarlo Esposito, spy, super soldier, spy off. You know what I'm saying? Like Giancarlo Esposito is like his Christoph Waltz and Falcon is James Bond, where they're battling each other. Like they had Giancarlo Esposito with a trench coat and a fucking bulletproof vest carrying an AK, just walking up the street shooting it. What is he doing? I need to know.
Yeah, Giancarlo Esposito has the busiest agent in Hollywood.
He does, man. But like,
and all sorts of different stuff.
I feel for him because it's like, bro, we're wasting Giancarlo Esposito for this random mercenary character. Like, we couldn't cast him as something bigger.
I don't know.
We don't know.
I would wait and see on that because at the end of the day, like, do we want Giancarlo Esposito locked up in the Marvel?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
From Marvel world. Yeah. Like, let him do this one-off movie and let him kill the role. Let Captain America, the Falcon Captain America movie, let it be a good. I don't want it to fail. So let's hope that he, does a great job with that, and then he can move on to DC or Star Wars
or wherever. Yeah, for sure. Because I know
any other franchise.
Because I know for a fact that Falcon Winter Soldier was my favorite thing of this Marvel post-Endgame phase. I would say yours is WandaVision, then Falcon Winter Soldier. Would I be correct in that? Or no, Loki, then Falcon Winter Soldier. Because you're a big Loki season 1 fan.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, I think they're all kind of mid.
Fair enough. Well, Falcon Winter Soldier was my favorite, and getting Bucky out of there and replacing him with Falcon's own Falcon, having Captain America be Captain America finally, and having him with Joaquin Torres, getting that African-American Latino connection like BrosWhoBinge. So I'm excited for that. I want to see this. This is the most I'm excited for any Marvel property right now, because Daredevil, I don't know when that shit's coming out. So we shall see. I want it to be good. Yeah, they are. They are 100%. Now, I have this for you. First thing, I know in our movie on the rise, we're going to have Deadpool and Wolverine. Me and you are going to go see that this weekend to review it next week. But Shubert, I've been seeing. Yeah, it's this weekend.
I'm not seeing it this weekend. I'm seeing it this weekend.
We're bad. Well, we will discuss it. I'll go see it this weekend. I'll give non-spoilers, and me and Shubert will do a spoiler when he sees it. Look, mixed reviews. Fans are excited because it's cameo heavy. Fans are like, yeah, we're getting all these cameos, like everything we want. Marvel's back. And I'm glad you said that. Critics are saying it's No Way Home with no soul. It's like they took out the soul and they just filled it with cameos and Ryan Reynolds dick jokes. So I don't know how this is going to go, man. Critics aren't liking it. Fans aren't. Well, and when I say fans, I'm talking about the Marvel fanboys who have podcasts who they invite on, and they won't talk bad about them. So you have that, and then you have real critics that are like, this is, I don't know if Marvel's back. So I don't know what to believe in this situation.
I think they were so dependent on Sean Levy and
in this movie
and Ryan Reynolds coming into the fold, where they were like, creative control, do whatever you need to do. It needs to be rated R, fine. Like, do whatever you need to do. Do whatever you need to do. Make it.
Because they knew they were in the shitter.
And Ryan Reynolds was like, I just want to make a movie that completely shits on everything that they've ever wanted to do in like the entire existence, and just like have it be bad.
And Kevin Feige legitimately said, we can't, if we can't make fun of ourselves, then what are we doing? As defending
if there's two people who have like no skin in the game, haven't cared about the.
It's Hugh Jackman and Ryan.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what is? They're benefiting off of the success of the MCU. They have no
skin in the game.
To this, no skin in the game. So like,
they already said that they're getting another Wolverine. Kevin Feige quote.
Also, he's like 60 years old.
Yeah, and he's done. He says, whoever plays Wolverine next will have a very different style in a different way. I don't want someone to do a Hugh Jackman impersonation of Wolverine. That would be a mistake. But it's going to feel true to the comics in which from Wolverine, whether that's X-Men 97 or the comics, which, granted, is different than Hugh Jackman. But the fact that they even said that shows these guys, this is their swan song. This is them going for the Billy just to end on a good note. They're trying to make as much money as they can right now. They don't give a fuck about the future of the MCU.
Exactly. So that's they basically knew that they could slap the name Deadpool on a poster, and people are going to come to it. And Facts. It doesn't matter if it's good. It just, Ryan Reynolds just has to do his shtick. Facts. People are going to come show up. So, I don't know if it's going to help Marvel as much as they wanted to, but if the goal was to make a shit ton of money, it's definitely.
Yeah, facts. So here's some DC stuff. Superman, Lex Luthor is finished. Nicholas Hoult has wrapped up all of his scenes, which tells me the final stuff. Yeah, I don't know about minimal, but it tells me that whatever is the end, he's not in the end. Or they film the end and they just have to do Superman stuff left. Because a lot of the cast left. Like the extra heroes are there. So that tells me they filmed the climax in Cleveland. So now it's just the Lois, Clark, Ma Kent, Pa Kent, ending shit type shit. So also DC Studios will not have a panel at San Diego Comic-Con, but according to Variety, we are getting at least one major news update concerning the DCU properties, movie, TV show, and it won't be animated. It's a live action announcement. So I'm interested. We may get the casting of Booster Gold. We may get the casting of Green Lantern, which this week we're going to fan cast Green Lantern, but I'm glad that we're waiting a week. So next week we'll fan cast Green Lantern. I think that's what we're going to get, Shubert. I agree with you. I think we're going to get the cast of Hal and John Stewart.
Well, that's what's next up.
Yeah. Well, that and Supergirl.
But we already got that.
Yeah, we already know Supergirl. Yeah,
unless they were going to give us a trailer, but they haven't even started filming.
Oh, yeah, no, they haven't started. No. And I don't see us getting the Superman trailer at SDCC. I think, if anything, we may get a Superman teaser. But if
they're going to do... But my thing is... going to do their own thing?
I was about to say, the only way I could have saw us getting a teaser is if they had a panel. They don't even have a panel, so they could do a casting announcement over Twitter.
What was it that they were doing at the beginning of the podcast?
DC Fandom.
DC Fandom. Are they not going to do that again?
Well, James Gunn said they're going to do something. It won't be called Fandom, but they're going to do something like that. Yeah, Max, HBO, DC all together type con. So that's going to happen. Also, Matt Reeves has come out to say that the Gotham PD and Arkham show got dropped after HBO execs wanted him to lean harder into marquee characters. So they were like, if you're doing Arkham Asylum, we want Riddler, Joker. If you're doing Gotham PD, we want James Gordon. And like we've always said, if you're going to do these shows, Batman has to show up. And Matt Reeves was like, I'm not doing a show where y'all expect Batman and Jim Gordon when it's not about them. It's, so I'm glad that they canceled those shows, but it also shows that Matt Reeves is very committed to doing his Batman universe the right way. And HBO still, and James Gunn is 100% supporting him, which is great.
Yeah, that's the hard thing about it, because that was always the thing with Gotham, is the only reason that Gotham could do what it was doing was in the early seasons.
Because Batman wasn't there.
There was no Batman.
Yeah. When you have Bruce Wayne active as Batman, it's hard to fucking do.
You can't do something major. It has to be you could do a serial killer or something like that.
And that's why. And see, even more so from what we found out, and this is my last bit of DC stuff. Well, I have one more thing, but it's
we're gonna talk about Jeffrey too. So.
Yeah, that's basically what I was gonna say. So the one thing I was gonna say is Paradise Lost, the Wonder Woman series. James Gunn is choosing his writers as we speak. But what I was gonna say about the Batman is it came out that Penguin starts a week after Batman 1, and Matt Reeves says this is the thing that connects us from Batman to Batman 2. Basically, he said you could watch Batman 2 without watching Penguin, but if you watch Penguin, you will be 20 times more excited for Batman 2 than if you didn't watch it. So it's our bridge, it's our connecting piece. And like I said, Shubert, Robert Pattinson is showing up for one episode at the end. I believe it. I believe it even more so now.
I believe that too, but I hope in the first 2 episodes they explain
what's going on. I agree. Yeah.
There has to be like it doesn't even have to be like, you know, it could be them mention it in like a conversation. It could be a headline on a TV in the background. But
Batman's gone, or sorry, he's doing something. Yeah, no, I agree.
Or like, you know, either like a report of what Batman is doing, or a report of like, you know, who's a good example?
Like Penguin and his goons are talking, and like the goons are like
Clay, yeah, like let's say like Clayface is on. You know, you get what I'm saying. Like
somebody's on the
there's somebody who is a major player,
and that's what Batman's going after. Yeah. Also,
in the meantime, but not like Joker, because it can't be someone.
Yeah, because he's in jail. A good thing that I like is because this is following Long Halloween and that side of Batman. If we look at the time frame, Christmas didn't happen in the first one, huh? Did Christmas happen in the first one? If it didn't, then we could get the holiday killer.
Yeah, I don't think it did.
I don't think it did either. I either think it was Halloween or Christmas. It's one of them. But regardless, we could get the holiday killer in it if it did not take place in Christmas, you know, for the Batman. So we shall see. Oh yeah, it's on Halloween. Perfect. So yeah, we're a week later. Oh, Shubert, we're getting the holiday killer. Batman, the second one is gonna be straight up we're getting Two-Face in there. It's gonna be the turn. I could definitely see Batman Part 2 being the holiday killer, and did Two-Face do it? That sort of thing. Oh, I would love that.
You're saying it's in the same year, like just 2 months later? That's when the movie would take place?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Since the TV show takes place a week after, I could see Batman 2 taking place during Christmas.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which, you know, some people wanted Robert Pattinson to grow and them to do like at least a year time skip. I actually think it's interesting if we keep it in the same year. Yeah. Either way, I'm cool with it.
Let's move from one Elseworld to the next. Joker 2 trailer.
How'd you feel about the trailer? I see the musical aspect. When I heard them singing, I was like, what the And then seeing the movie, bro, Shubert, is this about to be a dream? Is this about to be all what he hallucinates it as, and it's not really what's going on?
I don't really know. I think it'll be fun.
I'm not excited.
I honestly don't think I want to go to the theater to see it. I probably would just wait.
It doesn't feel like Joker 1, man. Joker 1 was a phenomenon that just worked. This feels like, Joker 1 was good. Let's see if we could do it again.
Well, it was basically just like a DC take on the Joker.
Taxi Driver.
And King of Comedy.
Yes, 100%. And I don't know what they're spoofing in this one. So like,
and you know, that could be the success. Is what if they are like spoofing another major psychological movie?
That's what they need to do.
Musical. But yeah, Joker 2, Harvey Dent's supposed to be in this one.
That's what I saw. Yeah, he's supposed to be the guy prosecuting Joker. So
yeah. So we'll see how it turns out. But the first trailer, you know,
it didn't hype me up.
It's a mix.
Yeah, mixed bag. Like I don't think it's bad.
It looks good, but like.
But am I excited?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
So another trailer that came out was called A Complete Unknown, which is the Bob Dylan, Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, I saw it. He looks good. Look, Timmy, man. Timmy's that guy.
He does look good, but the thing is that, you know, it is him singing, and there's like you can totally tell because it sounds like.
Is that a problem? Is that gonna get you out the movie?
It took me out of the trailer. I was like, this is Timothy Chalamet singing. Like, I would have rather him just lip sync.
That's how I felt with Joaquin Phoenix. I was like, oh no, Joaquin Phoenix singing this shit? What is happening? But Joaquin Phoenix can actually sing. Yeah, and it makes more, true. Timothy Chalamet.
Like, Chalamet is playing biopic.
He's playing Bob Dylan. Like, Austin Butler didn't sing Elvis.
Who was the guy in Walk Line? It was Joaquin Phoenix.
It was Joaquin. Yeah, I was about to say Joaquin killed Johnny Cash, but they should have did the Austin Butler approach.
But he like embodied it, kind of like Austin Butler did. That's what. Yeah, so that's what you're saying is like, you know, Timothy should have like either changed his voice or they should have just voiced him. Right?
Yeah, that's like Austin did not sing those parts. Austin did the voice, and they had someone sing. That's what Timothy should have did. Like, because I don't think Rami Malek sung as Freddie Mercury. Yeah, so they should do that. Like, he's not like Timmy's great, but like it takes a special type of person to not only act as a biopic person, but to sing as them. Oh no, only Joaquin Phoenix has been the only. Oh, and Jamie Foxx with Ray. That's why he won the Oscar. Jamie Foxx actually sang that shit, but Jamie Foxx can sing. That's fucking Jamie Foxx. Like Timmy's not that.
But it does look like a pretty good movie.
He looks good though. Yeah. Now it raises the bar for Jeremy Allen White's Bruce Springsteen biopic.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm. Like, will he sing? I don't think he's gonna. He should not sing it at all.
But it is a good point in comparing. You know, it is kind of like interesting to start thinking about the actors because all the talk has been coming around, like Glenn Powell, obviously.
Yeah, and look, we're gonna have Reg has already hit me up. He was like, because I told him, he was like, let's have the conversation of top actor. My boys Austin Butler and Glenn Powell got a kick. Driver and JD Dubs, Jonathan David Washington. John David Washington. I was like, Reg, hold on. We're going to do it at the Bros Who Binge Awards. We're going to make our list for the year. And then next year, we'll have a mid awards in June and then do another one at the end. But if we had to say, Shubes, right now, Glenn Powell, Austin Butler, and Timothée Chalamet are in the list right now. Like, Glenn Powell is killing it. They said,
I mean, it's just like, they're just like different, you know? It's like, like going to be your Oscar winner at any point.
He feels like a Matthew McConaughey, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but I mean, he's like in everything that is
blockbuster. Yeah, that's why I say Tom Cruise, because
even his flops are hits.
That's what he's the blockbuster guy.
Anybody but you or whatever, the Sydney Sweeney movie flop, but it hit.
But it was good. Yeah. Well, let me ask. He was good. I don't know about Sydney.
I mean, it was fine.
Yeah, but Glenn was great. Glenn's a fucking star, man.
Yeah. So that's the thing is like, you know, while Timothy and Jeremy Allen White would be competing for like their position within doing these movie biopics, it's like, you know, Glenn Powell has kind of cemented himself as like the blockbuster guy right now. So
he kind of passed up Michael B. Jordan, who was, because Michael B. Jordan hasn't put, because Michael B. Jordan was our blockbuster guy, the next Will Smith. Glenn Powell's coming into that white person lane of blockbuster star, where it's going to be him is the next Tom Cruise. So we'll have Glenn Powell and Michael B. Jordan going for that blockbuster spot.
Creed 4?
It may, well, no, you know, he has that vampire movie with Coogler, where they're doing that vampire epic.
yeah, but I'm just saying, you know.
Oh, Creed 4 then versus. Give it to me, bro. Have Glenn Powell's this Tommy Gunn character? Like this. Yeah, I would fuck with that. Heavy. But can Glenn play a villain? We've only seen Glenn as a hero so far. I think he could, but...
Didn't he play like someone who was kind of a dick in Top Gun?
Oh, yeah, he was Hangman. Well, he was a dick at first, but then they became friends. He was the Val Kilmer.
So he can do it.
Yeah, he can.
And Val Kilmer is a very good comp to like some of the roles that he does.
Like, honestly, look, before Austin Butler, we found out was being Val Kilmer in Heat, in another dimension, in another universe, it was Glenn Powell doing it, which, like, I could see.
I mean, now I could see that.
Yeah,
I don't know if I could see it a few months ago. 5 months ago, I don't think I could.
No, I agree.
So
Glenn Powell, last thing, Glenn Powell's going to take all those Ryan Gosling roles we wanted for him. Like, you know how we always wanted Ryan to do Nice Guys too, and this noir, this action. Can Ryan do something that we like? I think Glenn Powell's going to take that. Like, Glenn's going to do those Ryan roles.
Yeah, like, you know, Glenn could have done the Fall Guy.
Yeah, 100%. Glenn could have been Ken and Barbie, and he would have been damn good.
Yeah. That's true. So the last trailer we had to talk about is the Terminator anime series, Terminator Zero.
Looks fucking great. Shout out to our guy Dan Exclaims, who pitched that on Pitch It, which will be coming back later this year. So just bravo. It looks good. Also, I looked it up, Shubert, and I'm glad I did, because I asked you this on last week's episode that they didn't get. Is this about John Connor? It is not. Totally original story in the Terminator universe, quote unquote. It's basically them telling their own story in the Terminator IP, which is great. Yeah.
Yeah, leave it off of that for a while. It's like similar with Star Wars. It's like tell stories outside of the main line.
Yep.
Because other things are happening. So.
I agree. So look, this is the plot of it, the premise. In Japan, Malcolm Lee has been developing another AI system that is intended to compete with Skynet. As Judgment Day approaches in 1997, Lee finds himself and his 3 children pursued by an unknown robot assassin, and a mysterious soldier from 2022 has been sent to protect him. So this is its own stuff, which is great. Like, Skynet had to have competitors. Look at Apple and Microsoft. So like that makes the Terminator world feel even scarier, because when Apocalypse happens, it wasn't just Skynet, it was all of these corporations, which is crazy.
Yeah. It does build on the lore in a pretty positive way. It is interesting.
So I'm even more excited to see this once I saw the premise.
Yeah, I'm definitely ready for that. I think it's coming pretty soon.
Hold on, I can tell you it is coming August 29th. So we're a month away, literally.
So moving into some of the news, we don't have to spend too much time on it, but Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's not. I saw out. Yeah. Oh, speaking of rumor, Blue Beetle's gonna be Ace, because he's best friends with Inoki, Zolo and Inoki, and they look very similar, just like Ace and Luffy. It's rumored that he's already locked in because he told somebody, and one of his he told like his friend told his barber sold the information to TMZ. So Zolo is gonna be Ace right now, rumored, which I think is perfect casting.
Yeah, I think that's a great one. I think that works out really well. I mean, they don't have to look like each other. They just, but they did on the show. Like on the show, like people were like, "Oh, I could see where you guys are brothers," even though they really weren't.
Like, watch. Let me show you. There's a picture of them together that looks like this is Ace and Luffy, man. Like, look at that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, that is Ace and Luffy. I'm ready for it. And then the thing is, they should get someone who looks completely different to play Sabo. Completely different than both of them.
Glenn Powell.
No. Austin Butler, though. Maybe.
I know. That's too big.
Yeah. That's just how Jamie Lee Curtis was too big to be Correa. She talked all that shit how she wanted to be, and then her schedule. If you really want to be Correa, you'd clear your schedule, but you didn't.
And honestly, how long could those scenes have taken?
Also,
and they would have been around green screen, because you would have had to have
exactly. She'd have been in for a day, maybe 2 days. But you know what it is? They didn't pay her. I think they didn't pay her for her time. Like she expected Jamie Lee Curtis price, but it's like, baby, this is a One Piece Netflix show. Like, you are getting the ultimate, like, you're not getting your normal pay grade. Like, you're here to cameo. Essentially.
That's why we need people who don't need the big paycheck.
Yeah, that's why Zolo's doing Ace, because he's already in Netflix Cobra Kai. He's in their budget. Like, Correa is only in the show for less than a season? I wouldn't even say a full season.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's got,
I'm talking about in the anime. In the anime, it's like 4 or 5 episodes.
Right.
In the live action, it's only going to be 1, 2 max 2.
Right.
So what is that? Like, take the pay cut if you really want to be Correa. But like we said, I don't think she wanted to be Correa that much to where she would do anything for the role, essentially, is what I'm saying.
So we'll see with One Piece moving forward. It really doesn't matter who gets cast in the show.
I don't give a fuck. They're like, the big roles they've already casted. Ace is the biggest role. Crocodile. Once we find out who's Ace and Crocodile. Oh, they did? No, they didn't cast. They cast Smoker. They cast some of the Baroque works. I think it's Vivi, Ace, Robin, and Crocodile. Those are the big 4 names of this season that we got to care about. Because Robin's huge, Crocodile's huge, Vivi's huge, and Ace is huge. All of those 4 are people who come back later. Anybody else, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they cast Smoker. Yeah, that's who they cast. They cast a Smoker. And the guy looks good, too, by the way. It's Smoker.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
But they didn't cast Crocodile.
We'll see. But so Netflix still busy churning out Untolds. So some new sports stories that we're going to have for the next month.
Okay.
On August 20th, we're going to get the murder of Air McNair.
Oh, that's huge. That's huge, bro. Yeah, I'm excited for that one. Yeah.
On August 27th, we get Sign Stealer, which is the first time Connor Stallions will share his side of the story of the Michigan sign stealing incident.
Oh, shit. They're making one that fast? About Harbaugh? Okay, I'm interested in that one. Holy shit, back-to-back heaters.
And then September 3rd is Hope Solo versus US.
Oh my God! They did better than Drake. Drake went back to back. They are going back to back to back. Hope Solo, I know they're gonna have to touch on how she was beating her husband, how she had the fappening with her nudes out and everything. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're going over all of that. She was one of the most toxic athletes America's ever had, but because it was women's soccer, if LeBron James did what she did, Shubert, it'd be nuclear war.
Well, the thing is if you read the synopsis of that, it's from Hope's side of the story.
So we get to find out if it was true or not.
She's coming out here being like, U.S. soccer fucked me over because of business.
Well, yeah, I mean, they don't. Okay, so to that point, she's not heralded as a legend as she should be. She was the goalie for all of those things. Like, she passed the Andy Wabach era and the Megan Rapinoe era.
And she's talking about it as well, like how it's been. She was there for so long, so tenured, so
they
successful.
Don't champion her.
And
she's right.
Didn't get any pay. Either.
They literally championed Abby Wambach, Alexis Morgan, and Megan Rapinoe. Those are the. Oh, and I guess the lady who does TV, Carly Lloyd, but she fucking sucks.
Lloyd, yeah.
Yeah, she fucking sucks. So forget her. But like U.S. soccer champions, Megan Rapinoe, Alex Morgan, and Abby Wambach. Those are the three stars that we know. When it's really Hope Solo is like, I would say Hope Solo was more important to those teams than Megan Rapinoe, easily, in terms of skill. Because like Abby Wambach was the scorer. Same with Alex Morgan. Alex Morgan took Wambach's job, and then Rapinoe was kind of the midfielder. But like Hope Solo was the one blocking every goal that came at her, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty essential. And
these are three good, like, bro, 30 for 30 slacking, because these are three stories. One being modern with Harbaugh in Michigan, which makes people care. No one has done a Steve McNair documentary, which he's one of the best quarterbacks to never win a Super Bowl.
It's only about the murder.
Oh, but you don't think we're gonna get some background about him before?
We'll get some background, but I mean,
that's what I want. Yeah, that's what I want.
I mean, but we're talking about the murder
specifically. All right. Which is important.
You gotta remember, this is one episode. Like, we're not.
And it's it was his woman who killed him too, which is crazy.
His mistress.
So, yeah, 100%. So they have 3 great episodes. This is big.
And speaking of shows with great episodes, Poker Face is building out its season 2 guest cast. They have Giancarlo Esposito,
hardest working man in Hollywood.
Katie Holmes,
good for her.
Gabby Hoffman, who's Claire Rothman in the Winning Time series.
Oh, okay.
Kumail Nanjiani. So those 4 actors are set to appear in guest star roles.
That's good. Season. We saw like what Lil Rel did. It could. I hope it's not. I hope it's like how they did last year, where Lil Rel had an episode. We had all these big comedy stars with one. Let's give Giancarlo one, Katie Holmes one. Gabby Hoffman could maybe be in one of those, but like I feel like Giancarlo, Kumail, and Katie all are going to be separate episodes.
Yeah, and a lot of them feel like really solid cast to bring in to go with Natasha. Like Kumail and Natasha seem like they're gonna.
Oh, it's gonna be hilarious. Giancarlo and Natasha's gonna be hilarious because he's gonna be the straight man. And Katie Holmes, I mean, we'll see. She hasn't acted in a while, so I don't know if she still got it.
When I think of Giancarlo in this, I almost think immediately of his gentleman.
Yeah. I feel like he's going to be the mob boss of the guys who's been coming after her. Like the leader,
that's possible.
The person she actually robbed.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I can see that, yeah.
So back to Netflix, they're developing Barbaric, a TV series adaptation of the best-selling Vault comic. Sam Claflin is set to star and executive produce, and Patrick Stewart is also attached to star as his Blade.
Futuristic, basically a demon futuristic society where the Blade needs blood, and he gets stronger as the axe eats more blood, and he's like this creature, this demonic creature. Is going to be interesting.
Yeah. Sam Claflin seems like a good person to cast in the role, and seems like a good move for Netflix pulling from these indie comics. Like,
yeah, man, that's what I want. And like the fact that we're getting the one from HBO now, we're this close to 100 bullets, man. We're this close.
So producer Brian Grazer announced in an interview that Glenn Powell is set to star in a remake of the movie Backdraft, which is a fireman movie.
Big for him.
That starred what's his name?
Swayze or no, Kurt Russell. Yeah, that's who it was. This is big for
him.
It's
a Ron Howard movie.
Yep, and it was De Niro was in it. Like Backdraft was a pretty big movie. So let's cast Austin Butler, Glenn Powell. Like, let's get a John David Washington. If you could get De Niro and Kurt Russell, let's get John David Washington and Austin Butler as the two partners and someone as his dad. You need someone a little older. Maybe Kurt Russell comes back as the dad.
It really kind of depends on the studio that pays for this and who's bankrolling it. Because like Glenn Powell is obviously going to be your main guy. He's your Kurt Russell.
And like, if you're getting another actor, like,
you need the second big one.
And that's what Backdraft had. Backdraft had De Niro. So like, if you're going to get that, we need Timothy, we need Pattinson, we need Driver, we need someone like that. And like you said, that's going to cost.
Right. So Timothy Chalamet.
Wyatt Russell, though, if you're trying to save money, and that may convince Kurt to come in to be the dad. So
yeah, that's a good point. So that would pretty much settle that casting. So Timothy Chalamet is set to star and produce in Marty Supreme, which is an original movie from Josh Safady and A24. Sources close to the film say Marty Supreme is a fictionalized story that is inspired by professional ping pong player Marty Reisman.
This is big. We see what Benny Safady's doing with The Rock. Josh chose Timmy. If I had to bet right now, Shuby, I'm betting on Josh's movie being more successful than Benny's, just based on Benny and Rock, Josh and Timmy. I'm going with Josh and Timmy.
Yeah, with Timothy and the way things have been going since Wonka, I would say, and like the roles that he's being cast.
He's figured it out.
Like take Dune aside. Dune is obviously like his major blockbuster. Mm-hmm. But like all these other little films that
figuring it out, man.
He's kind of got the same persona. It's like this quirky, but lovable person.
Mm-hmm.
So
hopefully, and I think Bob Dylan's gonna push him out of his comfort zone as well. And this is gonna show, does he have comedy chops? Which is like, yes,
right. It similar to what he had to do with Wonka. So
it makes me shout out to our guy Jay who hosts Manga Melee. I always say that Timmy's more Leo, but Jay made a good point. Timmy's doing a lot of Nicolas Cage, early Nick Cage roles. He compared him to young Nick Cage, not the Nick Cage pre-National Treasure, like Raising Arizona. Yeah, he kind of does remind me of that Nick Cage. Honestly, he might be more Nick Cage than Leo. We just have to wait and see. And Austin Butler may be the true Leo, which is like, oh shit, we didn't know that.
Yeah. We didn't know the guy from Hannah Montana would be the next Leo.
I didn't expect that shit at all, bro.
So the next story we have is for Reg.
Oh, you and Reg.
Bridgerton season 4 will revolve around the character Benedict Bridgerton. Which the interesting thing about Benedict Bridgerton in the seasons prior to this is that he's kind of been like the playboy, bisexual.
Oh, okay, so he getting there.
And in the last season, he was in a throuple.
Oh shit! Okay.
So
this is gonna be messy.
It's gonna be messy.
I might just watch season 4. I might pop in.
So we almost did this podcast in a Halo studio instead of the movie theater, and Halo is now canceled at Paramount Plus.
Get it out of there.
Innocent, which just had its season finale this week, was renewed for season 2 at Apple TV.
And now, real shit. After we do House of the Dragon season 1, I think we might need to review Presumed Innocence.
Oh yeah, I watched it all this week.
Oh, okay. Well, then I gotta watch it. Then we can review it. It's good. Noir.
Yeah.
Okay. Would I like it? You know my taste.
I mean, it's a hardcore lawyer.
Okay, I'm into that. Yeah, heavy legal drama.
Heavy legal drama.
Yes, we haven't had that in forever.
It's similar to the movie, of course, a little more drawn out. Killer is different than in the movie.
Okay, and I like that. Lincoln Lawyer-esque or darker? I'm talking Lincoln Lawyer movie.
Lincoln Lawyer movie, probably similar.
Okay.
Maybe
gotcha.
But I mean, even like when you think about Lincoln Lawyer TV show, it's better than that.
Yeah. Okay. Hell yeah. Well, I'm in. I love all type of legal dramas and the fact that it's going to be very lawyer court heavy. We haven't had that in a while, so I get down with that.
Yeah, so it's definitely something I think people should check out. I don't know what they're going to do for season 2 because at the end of season 1, you find out who was the killer. So I don't know. I don't
Maybe
know where you
Jake
go from that.
Gyllenhaal comes back. Is let me ask you this: is Jake Gyllenhaal guilty? If he's not, then he can come back and be the lawyer again for another season.
I mean, I'll leave it all up to see how it goes. But I'm just saying, like at the end of the season, I could see where like you could
do more
in the terms of like maybe the actual killer is caught, but I think it should have just stayed. I think it should just let it be a miniseries.
Okay.
Like it's cool that they want to do more, but I mean like
the Judge, or no, not the Judge, Your Honor.
Your Honor had 3 seasons.
I know, but it fell off after season 1. Right. Yeah. Now it's getting new life on Netflix, which is crazy. No, Your Honor only had 2, Shubert.
Okay, 2.
Yeah. We reviewed it for 2 seasons, yeah.
It's one of those things where like, it should just leave it at that.
Alone. Gotcha.
Like the movie does. The movie has no sequel, so. But yes, that brings us to Movie on the Rise.
Oh, is that time? Is that time of the show where we give you one movie or TV show of something coming out this week that we think you should check out? Shubert, you can take the big one. I'll look to see if there's something else real quick.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. Deadpool and Wolverine is this weekend. I want to say there's something else.
I feel like there is. I'm about to check. New to Netflix this week. Let's see what we got. New to the flicks. All right, what we got? We have. It's like I hate when they give me a link to click on another link. All right, Vulture, tell me what we got. Cobra Kai, Shubert, out now. That's big. What's the date? July 24th through the 20. All right, so yeah, Cobra Kai's out. That looks like pretty much all that's going to be on Netflix. That's huge, new.
Yeah.
I don't really see anything else. Let's see, new to Max this week. Let's see if anything is popping off. All right, here we go. New to Max, Disney Plus, all that stuff. Let's see what we got. Here we go. I feel like there was something.
Oh, Time Bandits came out.
Your show, yeah. Time Bandits. The Kite Man season 1.
Oh, Kite Man, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Kite Man's gonna be out, and I believe that is it. Yeah, so Kite Man.
It is the Olympics starting this weekend. Like the Olympics started today, technically. There was soccer and rugby on today, so.
True. So yeah, Kite Man, the Olympics, and Deadpool and Wolverine. Check it out.
All right. So last week we did talk about the Emmy noms. So I'm just gonna run through like the major not the actors, but the shows.
The major shows, perfect.
Oh man. Now
you lost it? Let me see if I can find it for you.
It did. I didn't lose it. I just got stuck in the actors. Let me see.
Okay.
I'm not trying to look at the actors.
You want comedy series?
Yeah.
All right. So
I got it now, yeah.
Here's outstanding comedy series 2024. You got Abbott, Curb, Hacks, Only Murders in the Building, Palm Royale, Reservation Dogs, The Bear, and What We Do in the Shadows. I feel like this is either going to be Larry Davis Legacy Award or it's between The Bear and Abbott.
Because it's the show.
If I had to bet, I think this is Larry Davis Legacy Award.
And we're talking about The Bear season 2, so probably The Bear. Abbott's going to be up there for it.
All right, well, let me say this. If The Bear or Abbott wins, Larry David's winning Outstanding Lead Actor in a comedy.
That's what I think they're more likely going to get the actors and writer awards than like
the show. Of the year. Oh, well, also that guy died, so they might give it to the show, bro. Richard, his best friend in the show.
I don't think they're gonna give it the show.
You want best drama? Here's best drama.
Yeah, best drama is The Crown, Fallout, The
Mhm.
Gilded Age, The Morning Show, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Shogun, Slow Horse, and The Three Body Problem,
Three
which is a
Body,
really
yeah.
interesting group.
I know. When I saw Three Body
Really.
Problem, I was like, what? Okay. And Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I didn't think that deserved to be there, but okay. This is Shogun's award, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think like Shogun is probably the best show on that list.
I would assume so.
The Crown and The Gilded Age are too close to call between them, but Shogun's better than them, and Fallout as well. Mr. and Mrs. Smith is good, and Fallout.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, like Fallout, those things are getting nominated. What the fuck is going, bro? They should have nominated Anthony Starr and The Boys if we're nominating fucking Fallout. Like
too late.
But you get what I'm like. Anthony Starr should have been nominated for Best Lead Actor if we're gonna nominate Fallout, bro. I'm sorry.
Right. So I just was so that was crazy. Fallout on that.
Here's the limited series. I pulled it up for you. Baby Reindeer, Fargo, Lessons in Chemistry, True Detective, Night Country, Trash, and Ripley. This is going to Baby Reindeer by far, easily.
Or Ripley.
You think Ripley? Oh yeah, because that's not Alien. That is the talented Mr. We had the I was confused too last week.
And it's
that's the Paul Mescal show.
You know how these old people love that.
Yep, true. You know they're doing a reality show, Emmy? Holy shit.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
I didn't know that. So wait, what's the structured reality program?
All right. So like they have competition reality, and then they have like unscripted reality. So that's where you get like your Vanderpumps and stuff like that are nominated.
Oh, I see that. Vanderpump, Below Deck, Untucked, Welcome to Wrexham. Okay.
And I actually got into a loophole on that, trying to figure out like when did those categories start? Like, and they started about 10 years ago, and Vanderpump's won some of those.
Mm-hmm.
Botched is usually on there every year.
Okay. So there's unstructured and structured. So structured is like Love is Blind, Diners, Drive-Ins and Dives, Shark Tank, Queer Eye, and Antique Roadshow. I feel like Queer Eye is going to win this, or Love is Blind. I'm interested in that. I'm interested in the reality category because it's like there's some damn good reality TV shows.
All right, so for reality program, it's casting for reality program. Yeah, and see, they even do the casting for reality program.
What? That's crazy. And they got game shows. So the game shows like Jeopardy, Password, Price is Right, Wheel of Fortune, Celebrity Family Feud. No, The Voice isn't on the game show nominees.
Then it's on one of the other ones.
Okay, real. This is so interesting.
Yeah, it's on an outstanding competition reality program. Amazing Race, Top Chef, The Traitors, The Voice, RuPaul's Drag Race.
Interesting. Man, that's really cool.
And then they also do the casting ones. I don't know if they've been doing that every year.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, they haven't. They haven't. This is the first year they're doing outstanding casting for a reality program. And for that, they have Love on the Spectrum, Squid Game, Amazing Race, The Golden Bachelor, and RuPaul, which I think is some very worthwhile nominees. So yeah, I mean, the nomination stuff is really interesting if you want to do like a little deep dive into that. They've expanded the category.
Yeah, what the fuck?
There's definitely a lot of really juicy stuff that's in there.
Did you see that there's host for a game show? I mean, not host for a game show. Well, but host for reality program with RuPaul, the Shark Tank people, Alan Cumming for Traders. I think he could really win that. Kristen Kish for Top Shelf, your girl, and then your guy Jeff Probst for Survivor. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming Jeff Probst is. I was about to say I feel like Padma's won and Jeff Probst has won and RuPaul, but this should go to Alan Cumming, right? Traders has been one of the best reality shows in a while.
It very well could. I mean, this was a really solid season in that show. Mm-hmm. So, like, if it was going to be any season, I think it could be this one.
And he kind of carries it as a host, unlike other reality shows where the host doesn't really matter. He matters in this show.
All right, so the history of that category is it started in 2008. Jeff Probst won 4 years in a row.
I feel like Survivor host guy.
Tom Bergeron has won for Dancing with the Stars. Tim Gunn and Heidi Klum have won for Project Runway. Jane Lynch won for Hollywood Game Night 2 years. RuPaul's won for 4,
I was going to say, I know RuPaul
6, won. 7, 8. So RuPaul has won. RuPaul has won from 2016 to current. He wins every year.
Yeah, RuPaul can't win no more. Get him out of here.
Yeah, so
give it to Alan Cummings.
None of those Top Chef people have ever won. None of the Shark Tank
Damn.
people have ever won, but they've been nominated.
Damn. Yeah, give it to Alan Cummings, man. He deserves it over the Shark Tank people for sure.
Yeah, so only 3 people in the history of this award have won: Jane Lynch, RuPaul, and Jeff Probst.
Jeff Probst. Nice. Hell yeah, that's big. Fuck yeah, the Emmys. I'm more hyped for the reality TV show stuff than the normal TV show stuff.
I know it gets swept under the rug, but it's actually
it is, especially people like us. And speaking of that, you want to start with The Bachelorette?
Yeah, we can do that.
Oh, brother. So this past week, bro, I hate Sam N, or is it Sam M or Sam N? Which one's the shit talker?
Sam N.
I think it's Sam M. Whichever one.
The guy who looks like Glenn Powell's.
Yeah, like, him and Thomas Nguyen are pussies, bro. What the fuck? Why are y'all worried every week about other guys? Like, y'all were so worried about that guy.
Devin.
Okay. Oh, it's Sam M. Sam McKinney. Y'all were worried about Sam Najad telling the girl that he was falling in love with her just because y'all are salty because y'all know that affects y'all. Y'all are pussies. Stop worrying about other people's games and play your game. Like,
well, it was like that dude like professed his love, and I guess it was stupid, and yes,
but that's of him. He has nothing to do with y'all.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things. It's like, yes, it was bullshit. Yes, it was weird for him to do that, but like Jen is gonna figure that out. Like, you got to trust this girl. Like, that's the thing. Okay, they don't trust her to like figure out anything for herself.
And that talks so much shit about them as people that they don't feel that the woman can make her own decision. Like, you fucking morons. But on top of that, Shubert, yes, it was weird and lame. But we got to remember, this guy has never told someone he loved them before. The fact that he was able to
he's been doing 3 weeks.
No, but listen. The fact that
he's only talked to that girl for like 30 minutes.
I know, but look, you got to assume that this guy hasn't put himself around women a lot. So I'm going under that assumption. And I don't feel like he's here for TV.
That's a red flag.
Okay, maybe, but I don't feel like he's here for TV. I don't feel like he's here to like make a name for himself outside of this. I actually believed him when he said it. Like, I feel that the guy is, finally putting himself out there and was like, he didn't say, I love you. He said, I'm falling in love with you. That's different than I love you. If he just said, I love you after 3 weeks, yeah, get the fucker out of here. But he said, I'm falling in love with you, which all of them should be. Technically. Like, I think they made a big deal about it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think they did. Like,
in the Devin thing, they pissed me off with Devin. Like, I'm sorry that she just likes Devin's personality, and y'all are boring as a fucking block of wood.
Like, trying. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's not being a dick. And again, with him, I don't think he's trying to be the Bachelor. I don't think he's trying to be on TV.
No, he's trying to get the girl.
I think he's trying to, and marry her. Whereas those two fucks are trying to be pretty good-looking dudes to get on Bachelor in Paradise. They feel like they're there for the TV. Especially Sam was like, oh yeah, I may not be good with my words, but I'm good with these. Who you gonna hit, bro? You're not about to hit nobody. Shut the fuck up.
Especially if you want to keep being on the show.
Yeah, what are you fucking talking about, you moron?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was really telling when like they did that stripper show or whatever, and Sam goes over and like the Australian Bachelorette is like, oh, you guys got some sexual chemistry, and she's like, oh yeah, and she's like, I chose that guy in my season and it didn't work out.
Yes,
and so like I'm like, listen to her.
When they said that, I was like, please, Jen, this guy you're literally only gonna have sex with this guy for like 4 times, and then after the 4th time, you're gonna realize, oh man, this guy sucks. Like, he is a narcissist. He is someone who doesn't think women can make their own decisions. Like, he is just the worst piece of shit type of person there. And the same thing with the Nguyen guy. Like, Thomas Nguyen is controlling. Like, very much. Yeah. He has more red flags than Sam. Sam is just the typical douchebag that we know at bars. Thomas, he might be a woman beater. Like, the way he's controlling is scary.
His girlfriends have come out of the woodwork being like, he is abusive.
See, bro, I didn't even know that. I was just calling from the vibe he gave me. And if he's giving me the vibe through TV, I could only imagine the vibe she's getting.
I still couldn't believe in the week 2 when he pulled Devin away from talking to Jen to talk to Devin and then leave Jen there by herself.
What? Like, what's wrong with this dude? He's the type of guy that should not be on this type of show because it affects him. These other men talking to these women affect him in a negative way to where he is going to harm the woman. I totally get that vibe from him.
And, good thing this week we lost Aaron, which was
he sucked, dude.
Positive thing because he sucked.
He gave me the same vibe, bro.
Week 2, you're giving Devin like that book, and the book is a callback because when Aaron's brother was on the show, there was a contestant who gave him like a book, and so he gives us got Devin the book in week 2, and then like week 3 he gets that call. He's like, "Oh, the Air Force wants you back." I'm like, "Go. You're not here for Jen anyway, bro." He's like, "I just need her to like show me that like I need to be
should
here."
stay,
and she doesn't. And then like when he like talks to her later, he's like, "I'm gonna have to do this for me," and she's like, "All right, cool."
Later, bro. He was definitely there for TV. That dude sucked, bro.
Well, and then like he leaves the conversation. He's like, "Oh, there's some guys here that are here for the wrong reason." She's like, "All right, name them." And he's like, "I can't do that."
Yeah, because he didn't fucking know, and he made that shit up because he was just trying to start mess. Him, right. Sam M, because not Sam N. Sam N is Sam Najad. Sam McKinney and Thomas Nguyen and that guy, they all fall under the same group of just dudes who fucking suck. There's some other ones in there that are closet dude who sucks just based upon the little things I'm hearing off air. But they will reveal themselves as the week progress.
All right, so in True Bachelor world, the top 4 is King. So who is the top 4 right now for you?
So I got Devin for sure. I got Jonathan. I think Jonathan had a big week with the stripping thing. Who is the guy who had the solo date?
Spencer.
In the sky. I don't like him, but I definitely think he moved himself up.
No.
And then I'm gonna say
Sam, the drama too, because he's one of these guys that talks about the drama.
Yeah, he sucks too. But I'm putting him there because I think he's gonna put a foot in his mouth and get himself out of there. And then I would say number 4, even though I hate him, I think it's Sam McKinney because of the sexual chemistry.
As I heard on one of the Bachelor podcasts, Spencer gives the epitome of the friend zone. Yeah. That is Spencer.
You're right. Let me take him out of my thing. I'm going to just say Devin, Jonathan, and Sam McKinney. Those are the ones.
Yeah. For me, it's Devin, Marcus, the vet.
Oh, the black guy, the doctor?
No, the vet.
The vet. Which one is
the veteran?
Oh, yeah. Who's Polynesian? He's like from the island, Pacific Islander. Yeah. I'll add him too. That's a good call.
Grant, who is the guy who looks like Chris
Black
Brown.
guy. Yeah. I still think I didn't say him because he didn't really do. Okay, I like your list more than mine. So I'm with you. Devin, Jonathan. I'm going to still say Spencer McKinney, but my 4th, I'm going to take Grant with you. Because I still think fucking Sam McKinney, the sexual tension, I think
he's probably going to make it that far.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Just saying that, like, I don't want him to be in the top 4. Those are my top 4.
Oh, but I'm based on who I think could win. So, yeah, like, I agree. I don't want him to be there, but I feel like Jen wants to climb that pole, brother. She wants to know what his motion in the ocean is like. But that's not marriage material, Jen.
That's why you bring him to the top 3.
Yeah, and then kick him out after the solo night. Yeah. See, that's why me and you can't be bachelor, because we do some dumb shit like that. Like one of the girls, we know we can't marry her.
Jen's got to be a big dog. Big dog's got to eat.
I know we're not going to marry this girl, but I do want to know what it's like. Fantasy suite. But we're not picking y'all.
It's like that season where that dude
the
Clayton,
pilot did that.
Well, yeah, most of them do it, but like Clayton was the only one who went up there and was like, I was intimate with all 3 of you.
Yeah!
And Rachel and Gabby are like, the fuck?
What a fucking idiot! Yo, pilot kept that to himself, but the show exposed the pilot.
Yeah, but they exposed him on Hannah Brown season when he was like, they were fucking in the windmill.
Yeah! Oh, shit.
That's how you get on Traitors.
He fucked before the fantasy suite. Yeah. The pilot was scamming. I fuck with Pilot. What was his name? Pilot Sam? Pilot Jim?
Pilot Pete.
Pilot Pete.
Pilot Pete has one of the most iconic runs on Bachelor Nation. He has one of the best hometowns in the Hannah Brown season.
Yeah. He fucked in the windmill before the fantasy suites. That dude, wow.
That's why he was on Traders.
Pilot Pete. And you're right. But see, Clayton was gay. That's why. That's why he came out.
No,
that's not the one that came out as gay. Damn, my bad, Clayton.
They look the same.
They do. That's why. Don't think I'm being hater. They look exactly the same. That's why I thought he was like crying, like, oh, I banged 3 of them in the fantasy suite.
Yeah, he was upset because like he, the third girl that he really wanted got to the fantasy suite and was like,
oh yeah, did you bang any of them? Yeah, I remember she asked him. Pilot Pete would have lied. Hey, I'm gonna try to get Pilot Pete on the show. I think he does podcasts. I'm gonna try to get Pilot Pete to come and talk to us.
Just to preface it with like, we think you're a legend.
Yeah, come talk to us about this season of Bachelorette. Pilot.
He probably won't.
He might. But, he might say yeah.
I think he has his own Bachelor podcast, actually.
Oh, so even more so. Yeah, facts. All right, which one? You want? Let's do boys last. Because that's you could run through Acolyte real quick.
So the Acolyte,
I loved it.
Been out. Yeah, I mean the finale's happened 2 weeks now. So I think what we talked about too is the penultimate episode, which was really good. Well, I wouldn't say really good, but that was the one where we got the flashback to understand.
Yeah, how Soul's a piece of shit.
Basically. Yeah, I think like the lore that they ended up telling in Acolyte was pretty powerful. Teasing Plagueis was definitely the right tease.
That was huge.
Tease Yoda, but a lot of people are upset about that. I don't think you had this argument, but like at the end of the day, like if the major players, it's like the Batman.
Yeah,
it's like if we're gonna tell a story,
no, for sure,
Jedi doing all this shit,
and Yoda's alive, and that's the thing. If you would have told it 200 years ago, 300 years ago, we would have saw a younger Yoda. But this is between at most like 100 or in a minimum like 60. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this is between 160 years before Phantom Menace. If it's 60 to 100, Yoda's going to be there, bro. Yoda's going to be old enough to know. And I know people are like, well, they said in the show that there were no Sith and thing attacked for years, but Vanestra or whatever her name is, Valestra, whatever the bald green-headed Vanestra, she hid under that all the rug and said Soul did it. So like they didn't break canon at all. It's showing how the Jedi are corrupting. So by the time we get to the Phantom Menace, it's like, oh, this is why Sidious was able to infiltrate. Because the moment that Valestra and Saul did all this shit, it's starting to show the cracks of the Jedi.
And so, like, my grand thought process is that George Lucas is in on all this.
I agree. That dialogue was 100% Lucas dialogue, bro. That shit was ass.
Well, he's been playing puppeteer with Filoni. Filoni's been playing puppeteer with this. So, one way or another, like, this is part of the grand design.
Yeah.
You could, because people have even spotted like in the Phantom Menace where like they talk about like Sith or like virginces in the Force, and like
it seems like this is all connected.
Mace Windu and Yoda look at each other like, oh God, not again.
Oh, so like, talking about like did this shit happen? They know about this shit.
That they knew about it. But not everyone knew about it.
And see,
like, that one dude, he couldn't have known about it. I'm like, well, he didn't, because they covered it up.
They covered it up. Yes, they're being corrupt. That's why I fuck with it. The thing for me that is very interesting is seeing the blade get blooded, like seeing them bleed the blade in action. I thought that was badass. And then knowing that one of them will kill the other to be Plagueis' mentee, and then Sidious might kill the other one, which is crazy.
Yeah, it could be a case where they don't even have to kill each other to be Plagueis' mentee. They could just be trying to splinter off, and Plagueis is like, well, I'm shutting this shit down.
he might kill them. Yeah.
Because that's the thing. That's the thing with Sith is that they don't see other Sith and they're like, oh, hey, buddy, let's like get together. Like if they see other Sith, they're like, oh, well, I'm the Sith. Like,
and to that point, Plagueis may see them as Sith, and whatever the Good Time guy, Jason from the Good Time, may see them as Knights of Ren. And that Plagueis may be like, nah, we're not starting this Knights of Ren shit. You're either my Sith apprentice or we're getting you out of here. Because he knows by starting the Knights of Ren, that'll cause problems with what he wants to do. Oh, I can fuck with that. See, I think it might be Osha that's Plagueis' apprentice and the other guy is out of here.
I think it could even be possible, you know, depending on how many seasons there are. Because I know it is 100 years and like it's hard with the Palpatine stuff to understand, like,
I mean, if we get to 30, like,
because it is 100 years. I did look it up. It is 100 years before. So,
and we know at Phantom Menace, we know that at Phantom Menace, he's an old man. So he's at least in his 50s at Phantom Menace.
Right. So I mean, you know, we're probably not going to touch on it, but like my thought process on it could have been if he were going to mix Palpatine and falls, that Palpatine falls under this order. Because, you know, if you think about it, if Palpatine comes from Plagueis, who's so strict on the Sith rule of 2, why are there all the Inquisitors?
Yeah, and he could have learned from this Knights of Ren shit. He still can, Shubert, because, like, let's say, so I would assume Palpatine is alive in season 2. Let's just assume he's a baby. If we get to season 4 or 3, you can do a time jump and have it like 20 years before Phantom Menace. His ass is there kicking.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you really could play with time for a lot of it because, like, you know, there could go spans of time where
nothing happens. And you skip.
And we get, and then people get more powerful. Like, it would be nice if Osha got a little bit more powerful on
like
time.
Palpatine made her go sit and go in, like, meditate in this Sith thing to get stronger. And, like, let's say she trains for 10 years and then they reemerge. They do something else. They for Plagueis' plan, they sit for another 5 to 10 years. Then they come back and do something. They could just literally, and I know this is a bad time to say this, so no one get upset, but they could do terrorist type actions where they hit, move away, hit, move away, hit, move away until we get to Sidious.
Yeah, which could be what Plagueis is against, on account that I think that he wanted the grand design of Palpatine was probably partly implored by his master, where Plagueis was like, we can infiltrate the Senate.
Yep.
And fuck the Jedi over. Because, like, that's probably what he's going to see in the span of time is that the Senate are going to
trust the
Jedi.
You said that last week's episode about how do we know that guy doesn't work for Plagueis?
Right, yeah, no, the Senate
guy, who's like, the Jedi are corrupt, and it's like, oh, you noticed this far away.
Yeah, so I think, like, that's what's really cool about this series is that it really dives into, like, you know, the negative parts of, like, what the Jedi are.
Yeah, and that's the best shit,
and
because they're not perfect.
What they can be. Yeah, they can easily be, when you have 100 different personalities.
You can have a lot of souls.
Lies, cover up, deception.
Like, not everybody is Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn. You gonna have some fucking souls.
Yeah.
In yards. Yards.
And yours.
Yours. All right, you ready to get to the boys?
Yeah.
Oh, Billy Butcher's Venom. Shubert, I called that. Just give me my props. I called that. And you know what I realized it is? The temp V is what made the tumor come to his body. But you remember when he took normal blue V? The reason why it didn't work is the parasite sucked it up and became Venom. That's what I think. I think the parasite, I think he fed the parasite normal V, and that's what turned it into this super tumor. And that's why the parasite or Venom can control whether or not he's healthy, sick, what he's seeing, what he's not. But I think the Venom parasite needs Butcher to survive. Like, even though it's a temp V one, it needs Butcher to survive, because if it doesn't have it, I think it dies. And I think that's how Huey's going to kill it eventually.
Yeah. I think that's a good point. It really came as a shock to me how the power was how the power worked, because, it was teased on us for a while. You kind of called this, like, when you should have called it back in
like episode 2,
the rally
3.
episode.
We called it early. And also this finale, I texted you when the second to last episode came out, and I said, boy, this has one of the best fights in The Boys history with the Deep and Noir versus The Boys. They gave us all the action in the second to last episode, and the finale was just basically closing everything up. Didn't expect Homelander to shoot lasers at Newman, but like, my goodness, what a way to show she's a crazy suit. Question.
Well, and also that her eyes glazed over because she tried to pop him.
I was about to say, do we think her eyes glazed over because she was trying to defend herself from the laser? Or do we think her eyes glazed over because she was trying to pop his head off before he could say she was a suit?
I'm just gonna go with that she tried to pop his head off so that
I think so really too.
Means nothing.
Yeah, I don't think she was defending herself. I think she was on the offensive trying to get Homelander the fuck up out of here. And I think that's why Huey had the reaction he did, because I think he saw her eyes and was like, holy shit, it didn't work.
It didn't work.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. Also, the fact that all the boys have been kidnapped and Homelander didn't kill any of them. I saw a theory that Homelander doesn't kill people who aren't afraid of him because he finds no joy in it. Look at everyone who he's ever killed. They've all been scared, but the people who've had their lives are people who show no fear. Huey, Butcher, the Mother's Milk, Queen Maeve, the fucking Starlight, all the Sister Sage. If you show fear to Homelander, he's killing you. But if you don't, you got a shot to live. That's something that I've noticed. That's something that I noticed over the
Firecrackers have to go.
She's dying.
Taking her titty milk drugs.
When Homelander gets sick of them titty milk, she is out of here. She is the worst, bro. She is the dumbest of all of the women's sidekicks he has had. She is the ultimate worst.
Also because she's just like such a beta where like Stormfront is like
an alpha. Stormfront ran shit.
Alpha.
Queen Maeve was still badass. Firecracker is this weak woman who is 100% a trope off of the Tucker Carlsons, the ultimate MAGA right-wing commentators who you don't even know if they believe what they're saying. Like, she's like Tommy Lauren.
Even that, and then like even that first CEO or whatever, the one that he was.
Yeah, she wasn't. She wasn't afraid of him.
Afraid of him.
Hell no. And the one time she showed fear is when he killed her, when he dropped her from the thing. The moment she showed fear, and when she was like, "Yes, I'm scared of you, Homelander," and that's when he killed her ass. Even more so to the theory, because the whole time leading up, she was not scared of him, and then the moment she showed fear, he was out of here. And think about that lady. And that even goes back to the people that he killed earlier in the season, who were the people who took care of him. The two men showed fear and he got him out of here. That woman didn't show fear and he killed everyone else around and put her in that room with him until she was scared.
Yeah, he wants, for people who aren't scared of him, he wants to do something that makes you scared.
And then if it doesn't work, then he respects you almost, like Billy Butcher.
Sort of,
yeah.
The other thing from this episode that I thought was funny was a lot of the deep stuff, especially.
Oh, bro, the fact that Noir was fucking Sister Sage with no lobotomy.
He's like, lobotomy?
What a pussy!
But
I like the bromance they built.
Did you see the behind the scenes where like the guy who plays Black Noir actually is narcoleptic?
Yeah, when he was sleeping? Yeah. I saw that. They were like, man, Nathan can sleep anywhere. Another thing I liked is I think Sister Sage is going to be very important in season 4. I mean, it's in the last season, because the fact is she's stronger than she even let on. The fact that she was able to take down the government with all of Homelander's dumb assness and all of the loops in her plans, the fact that she was able to do it off of thinking she could do it, and it didn't even take much. The fact that she did that, she might be the strongest person in the Boys universe based upon her intelligence.
Yeah. No, I mean, like,
that shit
really
crazy.
Did show that, like, she is serious about like her position in the 7.
And the fact that she was doing all of this while lobotomizing herself and fucking the Deep. That's crazy.
It was all part of the plan, right?
Also, the fact that the Deep killed his octopus girlfriend. What a evil person. That's when I knew the Deep was unredeemable. That's the difference between him and A-Train. The animal love was gonna be how I thought they were gonna redeem him, but the moment he killed that octopus, I was like, oh, the Deep is unredeemable.
Yeah.
Whereas A-Train, they're gonna 100. I said this theory last week. I'll say it to you. I think Starlight flew away, and she's gonna recruit her superheroes to release the boys and fight Homelander's team. I think that Starlight's gonna have A-Train, Queen Maeve, and whatever other superhero she can get that she knew in the past.
I think when we talked about it last week, one of the discussions we had was like, why didn't Homelander just go after A-Train? Like, can A-Train even outrun him?
That was my I assume that Homelander could fly as fast as A-Train could run, but I think it would be very beneficial to the storytelling if they make it to where A-Train is legitimately faster. Because that's a way that they can counteract Homelander, especially if Homelander is in control of Soldier Boy. Because he has that girl from Gen V, and all Gen V girl has to do when Soldier Boy awakes is listen to everything Homelander tells you. And if he has Soldier Boy versus them, they're fucked.
Right.
So and honestly, the plan needs to be to get that girl out of here. That's plan one, is to get Sam and the other Gen V person out of here. And I think Gen V season 2 is going to explain how Blood Girl, who's going to be stronger than Newman, is going to be responsible for taking those two out. So the boys, I feel like at the end of Gen V season 2, it should be Starlight approaching them, whoever is there, to join the team. And I think Marie's going to join.
Daughter gets recruited to join Gen V?
Oh, good question. Maybe. I definitely think Starlight's team will consist of Marie from Gen V. If that black guy was still alive, rest in peace, I feel like he would have joined Starlight's team. But I feel like the trans who jumps from gender to gender, I feel like that person's gonna be on Starlight's team with A-Train and Queen Maeve, as well as Marie. And I think Marie's gonna be responsible for taking out Sam and that other girl. That way, when Soldier Boy's awaken, they can't use him, because if they use him, Shubert, it's over.
You don't think Sam's gonna get turned?
Oh, he might, maybe, possibly. I feel like both of them should get turned, because Homelander was the reason why their fucking boyfriend and lover died. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, because you still got that Sam has that relationship with the girl who gets small or whatever.
And they also have the telepath on their side too from the mental institution, and she's strong as shit.
Oh yeah, true.
Homelander got a lot of big guns, bro. It's gonna be super interesting to see. But I think Billy Butcher's going to recruit some people, and I think Starlight's gonna recruit some people, and basically it's gonna be those two forces trying to take out Homelander.
2-episode long fight.
We need something. But I just don't know what's left for Mother's Milk, Frenchie, Huey, and Kimiko. Like, I don't see where their story, like, Frenchie's storyline seems like it's over with.
Yeah, I think Frenchie's done.
And I don't know what you do with Kimiko. Like, Kimiko speaks, so she's obviously going to fight with Team Starlight, but the fact that she's talked, right, she has done her thing. And
she and Starlight have built, like, sort of like a good rapport, too.
So I think, I think she'll be on Team Starlight.
I think she dies.
Me too. Like, so what does Mother's Milk and Huey do in the last? They can't fight nobody. Reconnaissance is over. It's time to fight. So I don't know.
I think Mother's Milk.
Tim V?
Yeah. Maybe
normal V.
I don't think Huey's gonna fight.
Yeah, I think Huey's gonna kill Butcher. That's my big prediction for Huey. I think he's gonna be the one that I think Butcher's gonna tell him, "You got to do it, Huey." And that's the only thing that they're gonna keep from the comic books ending, because in the comic books ending,
after he goes to the topless restaurant.
After. But anything else you got? Because that's pretty much everything I got.
Just where does Ryan fall in all of it?
Oh, Ryan's going to be the one to save him. I can see Ryan killing Soldier Boy, and that's how they stop him.
Yeah, I think Butcher was right. I think if they would have just gone a little bit slower with Ryan, he would have.
Oh yeah, bro. I still feel. I told you this. I feel at the end of the holiday episode, if Butcher would have took better care of Ryan at the end of that holiday episode, he was going to say everything about Homelander, but he stopped himself. I really feel like he was about to snitch.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We're gonna see.
So that wraps up everything for this week of the Bros Who Binge podcast. Next week we'll be back. We'll dive into some House of Dragon, talk
and
some
Green Lantern fan cast.
Comic-Con. Yeah.
So we got to have our fan casting ready for Jon Stewart and we have 3 characters: Jon Stewart, Hal Jordan, and Sinestro. Or if you think they may do Atrocitus, you could come with that. But I think
let's just stick with Sinestro.
Yeah, you're not doing Sinestro. Like what?
So that it brings us to the end of the podcast. Lyndon, what's going on with the network? You mentioned a little bit on.
So basically, you can follow me at LynnBWT. We're doing a poll to see if we should live stream the pod. But the new Bros Who Think podcast will be out this upcoming Monday. Until then, the newest One Piece review will be out by the time you guys hear this. You'll be getting Anime Talk Friday, Work Shoot Show Friday or tomorrow, depending on when I release it. I just know we're gonna have a lot of stuff out tomorrow, so may not. But Anime Talk, Work Shoot Show at no later than Friday, and then another One Piece vid and another anime and manga vid Saturday and Sunday. So we're going to have all kind of stuff dropping at the end of the week. And then next week, we're back to normal with the Bros Who Think podcast on Monday, Bros Who Binge on Thursday. Work Shoot Show will be dropping either Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm feeling Tuesday because I'll watch Monday Night Raw and then do my predictions Monday night and then drop it Tuesday morning. And then One Piece and Anime Talk videos at the later of the week. So everything will be back to normal because we have our new program. But the votes are continue coming in. We're now up to 80% and 80% yes live stream, 20% no. So on Twitter. So it's looking good. It's looking like we may be live streaming in a couple weeks.
All right. You can catch us next week for another episode of the Bros Who Binge podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at ShubesBWT. I hope everyone out there has a great week. And as always, keep binging.